Welcome viewers, this is Winch here, bringing you my continuing coverage, the final coverage I guess, of the E3 pre-alpha footage of the live streams that we've seen on Twitch, Battlefield.com, and Amazon.com as well. And what better way to start these highlights off with a nice triple kill with the guy that's got it looks like a support class. I think it's a multi-weapon, multi-1000 or something, multi-max, something like that. So he drops all three of these guys at range. Did you notice that range he did that to with this weapon? I'm sorry, he's not support. He's assault. He's got 30 rounds in the clip. Is how I know the difference. But after he wipes out those three guys, what better way than to get a nice little battlefield moment there with that little payback with the knife. And finally, some beast gameplay here in the AC-130, my vehicle of choice. I know you guys are all up in arms about it, but you know, from what I've seen, it's not that powerful, not like it was before. And obviously, in this map, Siege at Shanghai, look at him just massacring all these guys on top of the roof. Enemy AC-130 above, right? Modern Warfare 2 style. No, no, don't light me up. Don't hit the dislike button yet, guys, for making the reference. I'm sorry. But for most part, I'm not seeing it do that much severe damage. But again, it becomes almost useless with the dynamic map here. Once that skyscraper comes down, all that dust goes up in the air. It doesn't have that FLIR vision, so you really can't see. It doesn't have infrared sight, so you can't see enemies through all that smoke, really. And look at this RPG with engineer class, and look at these. Look at that explosion with the tanks here. Again, a lot of the upgraded visuals we're seeing here. I want to, at the beginning of this video, show you some of the kind of nice highlights there of those great improvements in the visuals. And again, pre-alpha, bear in mind too. Who knows what the final product will look like. M40 sniper rifles, I don't know if you noticed that shot there beginning. One shot hit, did not kill. I'm seeing that pretty consistently. You know, it's kind of a love-hate relationship with the sniper rifles. I'm not good at bolt actions, so I hate that they kill one shot a lot of times, but they do. But sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and it looks like they're about the same in terms of balancing with Battlefield 3. Here's a nice little troll moment. What's going to happen? Let's do the bunny hop and suicide there. I am still seeing bunny hopping in the gameplay, but I guess that's just the name of the game. People still, evading targets with bunny hopping. Um, First of all, one topic I want to touch on was my previous video. Guys, as a YouTube commentator, and me in particular as Winshire, I make bonehead comments all the time. And I made kind of a offhand remark about, the next gen console, PS4. I mean, you couldn't get a PC equivalent for less than $2,500. I mean, that's a comment I made and it was stupid, and I got lit up for it too. And so I appreciate your guys' comments as always, and I'll admit that was a pretty big exaggeration. But the point I was trying to make with that comment and comparing the hardware of PS3 to PC is that for $399 with the PS4, you're getting an 8-core processor and 8 gigabytes of memory. I said it was dedicated. It's not. It's not dedicated video memory. But a lot of guys that are PC gurus are saying, well, I've been building PCs for a long time. You can do this. You can make a comparable PC system for $450. Well, yeah, I'm sure you can. But to the average person out there, it would probably take a lot of research. You'd have to get sales, stuff like that. And then my argument again is, will it still have Bluetooth? Will it be the size of the PS4 console? Will it be as loud? Will it be quiet? Will it have the connectivity? There's a lot of features with the PS4 that you're getting. Obviously, Wi-Fi, all that stuff. So my point is, if you were to build a comparable PC, chances are it's going to be, you probably won't be able to because you don't have access to the hardware discounts that PlayStation does. And what I'm trying to say is that you're getting a hell of a deal for that amount of money. $399, and you're getting a lot of performance out of it too. And I'm still scorned for my HP Pavilion quote-unquote gaming laptop. As you guys have all heard, I spent $1,500 on this piece of junk, and I don't even get 60 frames a second on Battlefield 3, for God's sakes. Anyway, $1,500 wasted. Lesson learned on that one. So moving on, again, appreciate your guys' comments, all that, but please share these videos. I don't know why, but I'm not seeing other people. Look at this guy going out for a swim out the middle map. Little does he know a skyscraper is about to fall on him right here. And he just barely, look at him, he just barely eludes it by the skin of his teeth. And you can see him as the wave hits him. He's like, what the hell just happened? He turns around, he's like, oh, that building's not there anymore. Did that almost follow me? But please share these videos if you can. I don't know why I'm not seeing other players post this stuff, but they need to be doing this. This is the best footage out there for Battlefield 4. And check this out. A recon guy bails out of a Jeep, an MRAP, because he faces a tank. So he's like, all right, I'm going to think outside the box here. I've got C4 now, so I'm going to hop out here, climb the ladder. He comes up behind this tank, and now recons have access to both motion balls, which you see there, and C4. So he's throwing out C4 here. He predicts the tank's going to come right back, which I don't know how he does this. He's looking at the minimap. He detonates it, and he takes out the tank. Really? Good gameplay, and that's why it's making the highlight reel here. But my question to you guys here is the recon class, is it OP? Because as a support guy from Battlefield 3, C4 is my bread and butter. I mean, I've got thousands of kills with C4. And what gun is this, by the way? This is a support class player. What is this thing? Can you guys tell me? It's got 4 shots, a single shot. It looks like it's some kind of zoom scope on it. You'll see some more gameplay with that come up here in a moment. This guy comes up on a flank. It takes out, I think, 2 guys with this thing. So it looks like it's nearly a one-shot kill. And again, this is a support player here that he has access to. But the recon guys, again, why back to C4? I know that's a Battlefield Bad Company 2. They had that. A lot of people argue they're overpowered there. But there's no question in Battlefield 3 that the recon class is weak. But one of the things we depend on for anti-vehicle warfare is the 2 classes. I mean, that's what engineer is for. That's what support is for. Allowing, 3 classes now to be able to go after vehicles, I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Look at this battle. This is an only in Battlefield 3 moment. Look at that tomahawk strike. Boom! We've got about 30 players sitting right here in this map battling for the, this is the closest position to the Chinese spawn here, the U.S. versus Chinese here, position Echo, I believe. Look at all the U.S. soldiers there. They're in blue. The Chinese are just decimated right now. This is Viper coming in here for the strafing there. This guy in that Viper was beast the whole map. But you can see this building blowing out, and you're going to see a massive surge here in a moment with Chinese coming in with tanks. You're going to see another Tomahawk strike. You're going to see how the commander can really play a role here. See a Tomahawk missile coming right down here. It's going to wipe out at least 2 U.S. soldiers right here. Boom. They're down. Now, look at all the debris out there, the smoke that the Tomahawk missile creates. Now, look at the Chinese tank coming up here. You got 3 U.S. Soldiers on the right flank. And this tank's going to shoot right through 2 of them here. And you'll see a nice little explosion here. And just wipe these guys out. I mean, it's shot right through those guys. I mean, this is a problem. I've heard some criticism about how close this position is to the spawn. But, that's pretty much what you've always seen in Battlefield. There's always one position closest to the spawn where obviously the defending team has a base in proximity to that, and they're going to be able to roll in support for that, and they should be able to control that position. So I'm not too concerned about it, but look at that battle, how this unfolded. I mean, was that just not beautiful? You got the last man standing around on the corner here in the flag as his buddy's taken out here, and then they're putting down some they're putting up some resistance here, but unfortunately the overwhelming force here of the Chinese forces, they just come rolling in and take the last man out and regain control of that position. Just love that moment. It was just an epic battle, and having the spectator mode here really allowed us to participate in that and observe that from a great vantage point. And you could obviously see that those 2 Tomahawk strikes from the Chinese commander really, really kind of threw the U.S. team for a loop. But, I mean, it didn't massacre a ton of guys, but it changed the dynamic of it. Look at this guy again, recon bailing out of the chopper, throwing out C4 on top of that tank. And a lot of people had problems with the knife. I think the knife is not quite finished yet in terms of the alpha gameplay. But again, you're seeing these good players coming out here. You can see those moments where you got guys putting all on the line and making those fancy moves. But I just want to take a moment to mention some of the things that I'm not trying to take credit for all this stuff, but I've called out a lot of this stuff that we've seen come into Battlefield 4 here. I mean, like the motion balls back for the recon class, the game changer in terms of calling in an AC-130 and having an orbit over a specific point. I wanted to see that back in Conquest. We got that back. The cover option, there's been some changes in terms of cover and the head glitching, and that's still to be addressed, but they have come out and said that the cover system has been revamped, particularly for like recon guys with bipods, that kind of thing. So again, it's what point I'm getting at here. Look at these range kills with this guy. This guy's a good player right here too. The point I'm getting at is that DICE listens to the community. And a lot of those things I mentioned were concerns the community had, and they're addressing that. Suppression's been toned down. That's another thing I wanted to see. It's great. So the point I'm saying is be vocal about your concerns. What do you want to see in a game? How do you think this game's playing out? Let that be said. Light it up on Twitter or Reddit, whatever. YouTube, they listen to the YouTube community. It's great. If you ever send them an email, a lot of times they'll respond to that. Look at this guy. Again, I'm seeing a lot of good players run support. From what I've seen, support's a good loadout. You got 46 bullets here. You see this guy who's just dropping guys. He pulls up here on the flank position, and he's trying to get this guy that's little heads popping up here, and he's getting him some suppressive fire. From what I've heard, I don't know if this is true. I think the suppressive LMG or the LMGs have the most suppressive fire. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but look at these range kills. Pretty good recoil compensation there, but again, situational awareness. You got to watch that mini-map. Look at that guy right on the flank, and that's how, I mean, even good players, they get wrapped up and get fixated, don't get that tunnel vision. You got to keep your scan going and keep looking about you. Here's this mystery weapon again. It looks like it's a grenade-type launcher, does it not? Now it's shooting like frags or something. I mean, before it was shooting like a slug maybe. I don't know what it was, and now it's shooting, it looks like explosive munition. So let me know what you guys think about that. I don't know if it's available. I didn't pay attention to what class that was there a moment. But the last thing I want to mention here, oh, and one other thing, the magazine reloads. Now if you, and Clouded Truth pointed this out in one of his videos, I didn't realize this. If you reload your weapon with 15 bullets in it, you just forfeited 15 bullets. That's pretty cool. At least to me. I think it's more realistic. We've all kind of realized that was a little bit of a video game thing. But on the terms of reloading, let's talk about vehicle reloading, because this is a game changer right here. Another thing I've always complained about, and this is one thing I suggested too, is like I think helicopters should have to return to base to reload. Well, that's something I came out and said. Well, we're having a change similar to that. It's just basically they're increasing the reload time. They're addressing my concept was that vehicles are a little bit overpowered. Now they could keep spamming and reloading all the time, relentless bullets, relentless reloads, and you just can't do anything about it. So I'm glad that they're listening to these concerns. And what I'm seeing across the board with both air vehicles and ground vehicles, tanks included, is that you have like I'll call it like a secondary salvo, if you will. See, right now his primary salvo, he's got 14 rockets, he's got 0 in his secondary salvo. And from what I've observed, it takes about 9 seconds for you to reload your secondary salvo. So when you exhaust your primary rocket salvo, and you don't have any rockets in your secondary salvo, you can't fire until that secondary salvo reloads, then transfers those rounds to your primary salvo, and then it takes, again, about 9 seconds to reload that secondary salvo. So I'm going to let you see this here as he just exhausted his primary salvo, and now those 14 rounds will transfer to that. Now, starting the time, you can see the secondary salvo is still at 0, and about 9 seconds here, roughly, from what I calculated, elapse till where he gets that. It might have been a little less, but I'd say about 8 to 9 seconds, somewhere in that range. So again, it makes you time, and in takes in particular too. If you're rolling into objective and you're not aware of how many rounds you got left in your salvo, and you come up against a tank, that's it. So I really like this change, because it's just a little frustrating being on the receiving end for infantry when your tank's constantly spamming on you, and you're just at a complete disadvantage, and even in other vehicles too. It's just a bit much. I'm glad they're toning it down just a little bit, but for the most part, what I'm seeing across the board is balancing. It all looks pretty good. I'm a little concerned about Recon having C4, but again, that's just me, as my coveted support class. I've always liked C4. But for the most part, I think we're real pleased with what we're seeing here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video here. I've got some more live stream videos I'll upload here and there, but please like and subscribe, and I'll have more content to come. Thanks for watching.